FASHI, what is the meaning of the inner sound in Buddhism?
Okay. The meaning of the inner sound in Buddhism, in the sutras, is called the rod of Dharma. So whenever you encounter that word, the rod of Dharma, the Buddha speaks about the inner sound. The Buddha says that the inner sound is our own nature, the Buddha nature. It's reverberating in all the existence, in every atom. Bodhisattvas perceive it in two ways, as light and as sound. Actually, it is light. That's why all the mystics from different paths and religions, they speak about the inner light, if you know. By different names. But still we are talking about the same thing. But there are different levels. So according to the attainment of the Bodhisattva, you perceive a sound. It's very musical sound. To say how can you describe this sound, it cannot be described, but you can say it's like the sound of a flute, it's like the sound of a bell, it's like the sound of a piano, or the cascade from a high mountain of waters, water cascades, waterfalls. So all these musical instruments that we have, I think it's a copy of those who had the direct perception of the inner sound. So our nature, our Buddha nature, it is light. But that light can also be perceived as sound. It is not peculiar to Buddhism, the inner sound. For instance, we, which our background is Jewish, before we were Buddhists, we belong to the Jewish tradition, and also in the mystic path of Judaism, the Kabbalah, they also speak about the inner sound. They call it a davar. Also the ancient Romans, they knew about it. They call it verbum. The Indians, of course, they speak about this. They call it nada. Even I've met mystics from the Sikh tradition while I was in India. They call it shabd, or shabada. Also, Muslim mystics speak about this inner sound. They call it the sound of heaven, Saut el-Asmani, or Saut el-Allah, the voice of God. All these names, which have, but this inner sound, this inner light, it has no name and doesn't belong to any religion. Only those who have attained the high level of spirituality, they perceive the inner sound. Some on low metaphoras and some on very high frequencies. So the Buddha speaks about those who hear this sound the armies of Mara keep away from such person. So powerful is the inner sound. Okay? When you perceive it as light, it is less effective to the mind, to control the mind. But when you perceive it as sonorous, I would call it sonorous light. The sound, you perceive the light in the form of sound, in the form of music, then it is very effective. No thoughts come. You have perfect control of the mind. Even in Buddhism, not many people know about this. Only those who have studied with accomplished masters, they know about it. In Chan Buddhism, it is known. But I think in the lesser vehicle, they don't speak about this, they don't know. Maybe the Tibetans speak about this in their own words. But although it's written very clear in the sutras, although it is mentioned in various religions, people, if you don't have a direct experience of it, then you don't know. You will take it literally. So, in few words, those who hear the inner sound and see the light, that means their eye is open. The eye of Dharma is open. They have transcended the limited eyes, the samsaric eyes, I would call it. And they have their inner eye, there you see with one eye. Buddha speaks in the Diamond Sutra about 5 eyes. Eye of Dharma, eye of Buddha, eye of wisdom, etc. So they are accomplishments of the Bodhisattva. Because the Diamond Sutra, it was not revealed to the Shravakas and Pratyeka Buddhas. It was revealed to the Bodhisattvas. When Mahasattvas, they had knowledge of this inner sound. So, inner sound, inner light, whatever, it is our nature. It's not something, we should not make mistakes like the theistic religions or polytheistic religions. They think they have seen God. When they see light, and that light, by the way, can be also verbal. It can speak. It can tell you the things. But if you think but this is your nature, it is yourself, the higher self, talking. So you, but because if you see it as an individual, then somebody's talking to you. But if you understand, you have a direct understanding, and there is no God, it is your own nature. You are in your own nature, you are luminous and sonorous. So, I think no further explanation, it's needed. Light and sound is our true nature, reverberating with all the planes of existence, Buddha lands. May Buddha bless you. Namo Pho.